Masechta Sanhedrin, okay. Daf Tzadik Amar Aleph, we're starting Peites Amar Beis, 6 lines from the bottom. Tanu Rabbanan Rabbanan Megilent, Navi Sheidiach. A Navi that encouraged other people to serve idols. Biskila. The punishment is Skila. Rabbi Shimon Eimer Bechanik. Rabbi Shimon says it's Chanik. Madichi Iranidachas. Those that encourage Iranidachas. Iranidachas is not just one person. He encourages a city to serve idols. So they follow. The people there get killed becherev, and we take all the famegan, we pile it up, and we burn it. But the person who encouraged it, this skila gets skila. Rabbi Shimon Eimer bechanik. Rabbi Shimon says he gets chanik. Navi shehidiach b'skila. We said before that a navi that encourages somebody to pay. These are those that get chanik. Yeah, Navi Sheidich Beskila. A Navi that encouraged people to serve idols gets skila. My time the Rabbanon. What's the reason of the Rabbanon? Says Gemara Asya Hadocha Hadoch Memesis. We learn out. It says the word Hadocha by a Navi. It says Navi Ahu Yumas Ki Dibesara because he spoke words to sway to take away the people. Yeah, that's rinsing here. It's lahadichachot, so avekshlupen, to take them off min haderech. It says the lashon lahadichachot, the sadacha. That's by a navi, and by a mesis it says uskalt ba'avanu ameis kibrikesh lahadichachot. Also it says lashon hadacha min Hashem elakecha. Malahala, just like by a mesis. A mesis is not a madiach. Mesis is he encourages one person. The punishment is much stronger over there. It's skila. Afkan, so too by a navi sheidich, it's going to be beskila. Rabbi Shimon. Reb Shimon says it's chanek. Why? Because he says misexirei. It says that navi who was madiach, you must. And we know that kol misa hamur b'teiv stam. Wherever it says the lashon misa stam, it doesn't say what the misa is. Ein elo chanek. Then it's only chanek, and that's why he says it's chanek. Madich yanidachas. Let's now talk about the madich yanidachas. Those that encourage a person that encouraged people in the city to serve idols. B'skila. It says the punishment is skila. My time the Rabbanon. What's the reason the Rabbanon say it's skila? And the Gemara Gavni Hadocha Hadocha Oy Midmesis Oy Navi Shehidiach. Which says Hadocha sai by a Ir Nedachas, and he says it says Hadocha either by a Masis or by a Navi that encouraged people to serve idols, and just like a Masis and a Navi, the punishment is Beskila. So too Madich Ir Nedachas is going to be Beskila. Rabbi Shimon. That says Madich Nidachas is bechanek. What's his reason? He says, "Kam hadoch hadoch minavi." He says, "Ir nidachas." We learn from Navi, and Navi. Rabbi Shimon says we don't learn out from a maces. He doesn't learn the Gzeda Shava. He says because the Gzeda Shava is only those that receive the Gzeda Shava. You can't make up your own Gzeda Shava.
No, I don't mean it. Well, if the whole
I'll finish just the sentence.
So why does he get different?
He doesn't get no. The Madiach always gets different.
Yeah, always.
He's the instigator. The instigator is a different ball game. No, instigator. No. Rab Shimon says we learn how to hadach from Navi, and Navi is chanek because it says Misa. It's not Misa. It's mechanek. And we're going to learn out Madiach Iranidachas because it says hadach there, and it says by Navi. By a Navi Sheker, Navi Hamadiach, it says also Lashon Hadacha. Thank you. Why should I learn Madiche Eranidachas from Navi that it's Chanik? It says Hadacha by Mesis. Mesis is somebody who encourages one person. Madich is many people. So it says the Gemara, no, we can't learn out from Mesis Skila because done in Mesis Rabim, in Mesis Rabim. If you want to compare, you have to learn out somebody who's encouraging Rabim. So a Maces is only encouraging one person.
Right.
A Navi is a powerful person. So he's obviously also encouraging a lot of people. So therefore we learn out from Navi. They ain't done in Maces Ab, in Maces Yachid. We're not going to learn Madiche Iranidachas from a Maces, which is only a Yachid. That's why we learn it out from Navi. In fact, you want to Adarabba. Done in Hedjit, Mehedjit. He says, I shouldn't learn out from Navi because the people in Iranidachas, what kind of people is he encouraging, and who's the one that's encouraging? A simple person. So a hedjit is encouraging. So we should learn out from a maces, which is also a hedjit. And then done a hedjit navi, but we shouldn't learn out from somebody who's on such a high level a navi. No, he's a good Navi, but then he turned. So, Reb Shimon, what are you talking about? This Navi is Amadiach. He's not no more than the high cover. Das nicht kein Guess ahead for him. He's noch niederkehr from the regular people. Yeah. Chisda said the machloikis that we had between Reb Shimon and Chachamim, if Anochi sheidich is bechanek, and that's Reb Shimon. And Chacham says the skila says the Gemara is beoiker haguf David Zicham. It's by somebody who says there's no more Isser of Avodah Zarah. He says, it's mutter. That's a time. There's no greater headed, no more simple person than a Navi who was on such a high status. He knows what it means.
Right. So,
and he turned out to be Chleisvas. He's a nidikeh for Hadid. He's no greater than Hadid. Yeah. But Evei's better for a normal mention, and he's still. Says the Gemara, what case are we talking about? Somebody who's in the whole Ayah says, there's no such idea. How about ki mitzvahs of people mixes in the Aved? What's if he says 2 days you're allowed, but the rest of the days is also. It's like I was asking, we were asking about another girl from a girl. Well, does this girl watch movies? He says not in Crown Heights. That's not good to Madel. Over here, the same thing. 2 days not. Sunday, Monday, no Avodah Zarahs. But Tuesday, Wednesday, that's mutter. So he says, how about, he's a little bit hina here. So he says, no. He says, still, the Achman Ahmed, the Torah says, you must. He says he's for sure considered as the same punishment that he's considered as a Navi Shahidiyach. And where do we see that even though it's miktsas? Because it says the word min haderech. Min haderech is a special gzeiras akrasuv, means from the derech. Doesn't mean the whole derech. A little bit, even a little bit. Even a miktsas haderech. Even a right, it is extra. To tell you, even miktsas haderech, even part of the derech. It says lahadichacha min haderech asher tzivcha Hashem aleikecha. Okay, zog the Yimara aval oike aguf the shar mitzvahs. What about other mitzvahs? Here till now we're talking about a novice shidich when they get to Avodah Zarah. What's if he's oike a whole mitzvah by other mitzvahs? So is he in the gather of a navi shehidiach or it's a navi sheker? So as you want to do it hakol b'chanek, everybody agrees. It's chanek, it's not skila. Kiyum mitzvahs or bitul mitzvahs, the misham mitzvahs of divi hakol pater. And if it's part of the mitzvahs and that he was makayim, and part of the mitzvahs that he was mavatal, the divi hakol it's pater. But what's if it's part by other mitzvah he was mavatal part and his makayim part? Everybody holds its pater, because the only place where it says partial is going to be still a punishment of a misa is only by Avodah Zarah, because it says the lashon min haderech. We learn out min haderech. By other mitzvahs, it doesn't say min haderech. Maser Rav Hamnuna. Rav Hamnuna asked a question. It says when a geya to the navi shehidiach, it says ki diber sarah al Hashem alakeichem. He swayed the person away from Hashem your God. It says lo leches ba. Laleches is extra to follow. What does it mean? Laleches mitzvah say. Laleches is to go. Is obviously talking about a mitzvah say, and a navi shidiyach that's being mevatel a mitzvah say. Ba zu mitzvah say. The extra word ba is coming to tell us even on a mitzvah leisa say to say don't do the mitzvah. Don't do a. It's not being mevatel a mitzvah say. It's holding back from doing a mitzvah, from doing something else.
So what is he getting for that?
So from both, whether it's a mitzvah say, whether it's a navi that's being mevatel a mitzvah say, whether it's a leisa say, he gets, there's a machlekes if it's skila or chanik, it's negeda of navi sheidiach. Now, if you're going to think, we're talking about avedis kachavim, and not by other mitzvahs, I say avedis kachavim, where do you see there's any of a say that you should do this? There's no say when it comes to the Aloisa say, yeah, don't serve Avodah Zarah. Where's the say in there? Obviously, when it says the words lalachas ba, which is say, it has to be talking about shar mitzvahs. So you see, shar mitzvahs is included Because only by other mitzvahs found in you from us. Says, and not by Avodah Zarah. Says, it's not true. Tigmar Avchizda can say it's all by Avodah Zarah. Where's the mitzvah say? It says, "Minitatz them as mizbechis." Yeah, it's brachen the zera mizbechis. So you see, there is a union of I say to break. Rav Avnuna argues, he says, he said, a novice sheidiach is shaykh not just by being by Avodah Zarah, but even by other mitzvahs. If he's like the whole mitzvah, he says that you don't have to do dalat minim, mitzvah say you don't have to do, it's also part of novice sheidiach. Kiyum mitzvah, kiyum mitzvah. Same thing, yeah, it's mitzvah say. So he says he's going to be chayv as a novice sheidiach. Kiyum mitzvah, if he was makayim part of it, and he was mavatal part of it of Avodah Zarah, the Achmana Amar, the Torah says, min haderech. There the Torah says, befeidish, even miktzas, only by Avodah Zarah it says the lashon min haderech, even miktzas. Afilu min miktzas haderech. Avakiyum miktzas, ubitul miktzas, the b'shar mitzvahs, but kiyum bitul miktzas by other mitzvahs. Everybody holds its pata because there's no Zedus HaKasav of min haderech to tell you that even miktzas is going to be yasa. Tanya Abanin, we learned. Yeah.
We say mitzvahs, but what's it exactly?
One day, yeah, one day not. He's going to go through it. One who has a nevius to be oika adin from the Torah, one of the mitzvahs of the Torah, chayiv, he's going to be chayiv misa. Lakai mitzvah is ulavatal mitzvahs, but if he was only being mevatal part of a mitzvah, say, Reb Shimon Peita, he says, by other mitzvahs, there's no min haderach, it's patek b'lagamri. Today, serve Avodah Zarah. Ulamacha batlua. Tomorrow, don't. According to everybody, he's going to be chayiv misa because even miktzas, because it says min haderech. Miktzas tells you he's chayiv as a novice sheidiach. So over here you have mamish a contradiction in many things. He says at the beginning he said there's no machlekes at all between Reb Shimon and the Chachamim in a case where the navi is one of the mitzvahs. Even when they get to, they hold whatever the mitzvah is chanek, they all agree it's chanek. That's what we said originally. Rav Amnuna says no. By a regular mitzvah, if he's like a whole mitzvah, he has a din like another sheidiach, and Rav Shimon will say it's chanek, and the Chachamim will say it's skila. And then Rabbi Shimon pates over here when he does miktzas of he's mevatel mixes of regular mitzvah. But the Chacham HaMachayiv, which L'chol Adiyas, nobody says the Chacham HaMachayiv by mixes of if he's mevatel a regular mitzvah, everybody holds his potter. And here it comes out only Reb Shimon is potter, not the Chachamim. So you want to know. Abaye Savalok Rav Chisda. Abaye holds like Rav Chisda. Umetadetz Lok Rav Chisda. And he answers like Rav Chisda, like we'll soon see. Rava Savalok Rav Amnuna. Rava holds like Rav Amnuna. See, Rav Chisda says by Shar Mitzvahs, he's not part of another Sheidiach. If he's Mevatel Shar Mitzvahs, it's a whole different gather. It's like Chenek. He only gets Chenek. But when it comes, but Rav Amnuna says it has a din by Shar Mitzvahs like another Sheidiach, and it's a Machlekes. Rav Shimon will say it's Chenek, and the Chacham will say Skila. Metaris like Rav Amnuna, answer like Rav Amnuna. Abai is like Rav Chisda, Metaris like Rav Chisda. Abai holds like Rav Chisda, and he answers like Rav Chisda. One who has a nevius to be oike a din of the Torah, not Avodah Zarah. Everybody holds it's chanek, like Rav Chisda. It's not navi sheidiach. And if it's to be mekayim part of a mitzvah and to be mevatel part of a mitzvah, Rab Shimon Peita. But he says this that it says Rab Shimon Peita doesn't mean it's only Rab Shimon and the Rabbanan arguing. It means who adin Rabbanan. Not like we thought that the Rabbanan are arguing. No, the same thing. The Rabbanan will hold the same thing. In a case, but when it's by Avitz Yecham, he says, Miktzas, Tay serve, tomorrow don't. Marketday. So Reb Shimon says, we'll have a din, they both hope it's another Shehidiyah. But Reb Shimon says, another Shehidiyah is Chanek, and the Chacham will say it's Skila. Rava holds like Rav Amnuna, that even by shor mitzvahs, it's like another sheidiach. Umatar is like Hamnuna. Here he includes shar mitzvahs. Well, the Savetz Chechavim or shar mitzvahs that he's being oikel legamri chayev, he's chayev for shor misa. But market islay. The Reb Shimon will say it's chanek, and the Chacham will say it's skila. Lakayim mikzos ulavatel mikzos b'shor mitzvahs. How about to be mekayim, part of the mitzvah, and part to be mevatel, Reb Shimon Peter. But it's not only Reb Shimon's Peter. But who had in Rabbanan? Even according to Hamnuna, the same thing is by Rabbanan, by mikzas, by is being mevatel mixes by shar mitzvahs. He's part of the gamri because there's no gzeres hakasa min haderech. And when it comes to idols, he says, today do the Avodah Zarah. Tomorrow you're not allowed. Chayiv is chayiv, and it's going to be included in Navi Sheidiach, Makid Islay. According to Acham and Skila, according to Rabbi Shimon, it's going to be chanev. Amin Rabbi Yavo, Amin Rabbi Yechnan. Ba'koil, when I get to the other mitzvahs, im yom lecha Navi, if a Navi will say to you, avoid al divrei Torah, be over on the words of the Torah, shema loy, listen to him. Chutz ma'avitzis chacham, except when it comes to idol worship. Sha'afile imam lecha achama. Even if he's going to make hazam meifes, or make the sun stay in its place in the middle of the sky, like Yeshua, al tishmalei, don't listen to him. Tanya, we learned in Abraisa similarly. The Torah reached to these people who are encouraging to serve idols. Therefore, the Torah spoke about that there might be a Navi that might make a meifes and tell you, Al tishma, don't listen to him when it comes to Avetz Gechavim. Yeah. Tanya, we learned in Abayis Amri Rabbi Akiva, Chas v'sholem. Sha'akadosh Baruch Hu Ma'amid Chamel Ha'ivri Ritzaynei. It would never happen. In another Brais, Rabbi Akiva said, Befedish, there's no such a Navi Sheker that can, if it's a Sheker, he's never going to be able to make the sun stand in the middle of the sky. Ela Kigoyin Chananya ben Azor. Only we're talking about a case of Ahata Chazaka. Hananya ben Azar was a Gebaldik Navi, and then he turned bad. So he had already Chazaka, he used to make Moifsim. Yet Keren Ishmachen came Moifsim, he's not making any Oisis. Aber Azok, Falosach et Meir, Shen Yemach Moifsim before, but nobody knows he turned into a Rasha. Shemet Chilas in Navi Yemes, to begin with, he was Taka Navi Yemes. Aber Velaba Saif, Navi Shaka, he turned into a Navi Shaka. And he wanted the people soll sich verlassen auf sein Chazaka. In Kuli Kaddish, I used to make the sun stand in the middle of the sky. But today he can't. He's not saying that. They didn't ask him because it's chalos. He's talking about Navi Yemes. They didn't know that he changed. And he says, today I got a Navias, serve idols. Ungebackt. Stuss. Yeah. If Bas Koyen, that's called, that's Adam testifying, a Bas Koyen, she gets a different punishment. A Bas Koyen gets sreifa, she gets burned. A regular woman that got married and you live with a Bas Koyen, Bas Yisrael, then it's Chenek. But a Bas Koyen is different. What about the Zergamin? They want to accuse her of sreifa. Do they get sreifa or not? First of all, how do we know? Yeah, nicht noch falsch ist, and gesagt, that die Eide sind gewählt mit uns. So I think you want to know from where do we learn these words? The time we learned in the Braisa. What do we learn out from this? That the pasuk was married by Adam Zemim. They didn't have to say la'achiv. They could have said kasha zaman la'asois. What does la'achiv come to teach us? Lafi shakol hazemimim shabemos bat shabatera zemim meyem ubayalem keitzmehem. Whatever they accuse, they get exactly that punishment. Bas Koyen, when they testified against the Bas Koyen, he b'seifa. Only she gets the seifa. Vein boyalas b'seifa, but the husband doesn't get seifa because that's the Allah. He gets chanek, and the zoymimim they accuse both. So who does he get? Like any day im loyukshu? Do we compare it to the husband that he gets chanek? That's the kind of punishment they get. Or we compare it to the Isha, the Sefer. But when the Torah added the word la'achiv, La'achi v'loy la'achaisei. We're going to give like the man chenek and not seifa. Hadn Allah Elohein hanachnakim. We shall return to you, Perek Elohein hanachnakim. Starting a new Perek. It's like a whole Masechta on its own, 24 block of. We're starting from. Oh. Call yourself. Pay to call yourself. What? Huh? With the 11th Pedic. We're starting the 11th Pedic. Chelik. It's called Chelik. Call yourself. Call yourself. Even the Rishoyim. Call yourself. Yeah. We're starting from here. The Mishnah. We're starting a new Pedic. Perek Chelik, which is for 24 blood. It's much like its own Masechta. Call Yisrael, all Yidden, even Rishoyim, even those that are Chayav Mises Bezdin, that we mentioned in the previous brakim. Yes, lahem Chelik L'Olam Haba. They have a Chelik in L'Olam Haba. Shenema, like it says in the pasuk, Va'amir Kulam Tzadikim. Your nation are all Tzadikim. Has to call Yisrael. L'Olam Yisrael. Forever they will inherit the land. Am Yisrael from the means the Olam Haba, Neitzim Hatoyed, my branch of my planting, my Sayodeh, that my handcraft inspired to beauty, to Barimzich and inspired to for beauty. The Elohein she'ein lahem chelik Olam Haba. These are those that do not have a chelik in Olam Haba. Ha'im is somebody who says, Ein chis hameis.
First he says, call Yisrael.
Right.
And then he says,
the exception to the rule. There's only an exception. Well, there's always an exception to the rule. Then it's not a rule. These are those that don't have a chelik Olam Haba.
740 is married.
Tchiyas HaMeisim, if somebody who says, Tchiyas HaMeisim is nish min HaTorah. He's koifer with Tchiyas HaMeisim. Or ve'ein Torah min HaShemayim. There's no Torah min HaShemayim. He said, even if he says one pasuk, this pasuk is not min HaShemayim. The rest of the Torah is min HaShemayim. This pasuk is not. This word is not. Even one word, if he says that, he loses a chilek from Olam Haba. V'apikursim, the Gemara is going to say, what is apikursim? These are the Kaifa Beika, the Torah, Tfira in the Metzias from the Eibishten. We'll soon talk about it. Rabbi Akiva says, even those that read these books about the meaning of Christianity and everything, the Gemara will say with Svara. With Svarim, if the person reads, he loses a Chayil Olam Haba. V'haloichesh alamaka, or somebody does like Abikadu, he does. Like he says words to heal a wound. Even though when the gates of the Geshvelach, the Bravsky Flekscheiden, but here he's saying words, chanting. What do they call it? Chanting or some kind of abikadu. And he says in his words, Kol hamachla asher samti b'mitzrayim lo yos malacha. All the diseases that I placed on Mitzrayim, I won't place on you. Because I am God, your healer. What's wrong with it? The Gemara is going to explain. Because it sounds superficially, it looks all right. Abashol says, somebody who says, pronounces Hashem's name with the 42 oisius, he spells it out, he says it. That you're not allowed. And he loses Olam Haba. He says a
name that was said in Kiddush Kodashim.
He says that the name of Hashem, even the 42, there's Ab Shem, Ab and Shem, and there's Mem Beis Oisies. Even if he says out the 42 letters, he pronounces it, he loses a chelik in Olam Haba. Shloishim Malachim Haba Hedyotis. There are 3 kings and 4 simple people that they didn't get chelik in Olam Haba. Shloishim Malachim, who are the 3 kings? Yerab ben Nevat. Yerab ben Nevat was a king that caused the Bnei Yisrael to serve the Egle Hazav. He put up these, he didn't want they should go to Yerushalayim, so he put up getchkes. He says, here, don't have to go up to Yerushalayim, book sich to the...
Save a job.
Yeah, save a trip. Here, right here. Everything is here, yeah. Achav, who's a king of also the Melch Yisrael, he also caused the Yidden to serve Avodah Zarah.
We
Menashe.
said Taylor yesterday with
Yeah.
Achav,
Yeah.
with Elisha.
With Elisha, with Navis, and Gehazi, and we'll soon see. Menashe, he was Melech Yehuda. He also killed people, just like we killed Yidden, and he also caused Shevet Yehuda to serve idols. Rabbi Yehuda ima Menashe yesh lechelik haba. Rabbi Yehuda says Menashe did get a chelik in Leilam haba. Shenema, like it says, if the Melech Ashur exiled all the countries and put them in different countries, it says that Menashe davened to the Eibishter, and Vayishmat Chinas, and the Eibishter heard his betanishon. Vayishivehu Yerushalayim Lachusei. He returned the Melucha to Menashe. He did tshuva l'chayra. So Amrullah, so the Chacham said to Rabbi Yehuda, no, l'malchusei yeshivu, yes, the Eibishter returned the Melucha to Menashe. But he didn't return him to Chayim Abba. He didn't give him Chayim Abba. No, Abba had Yetes. Bilam Arasha didn't make it to Elam Abba. But Doyeg Hadoimei, who advised Shaul HaMelech to kill all those Kahanim in Noiv, because they gave the armor to David HaMelech. So this Doyeg gave advice to Shaul, kill out all these Kahanim for helping out David HaMelech. Because Shaul was chasing David HaMelech. Achitophel, who was the advisor of David HaMelech, but then he went against him. He helped Avshalom rebel. He gave advice to Avshalom how to rebel against David HaMelech, his father. The Gehazi, who was the Misharis of Elisha. Elisha, there was the famous story that there was a Naaman, a general, who went out at Tzeras, and this girl that they captured, the Jewish girl, said, go to Elisha, he'll help you. And Elisha told him to be table himself, and Taka, the Tzas, went away. And he asked, do you want anything? He says, no, I don't want anything. And Elisha told Naaman. And Gehazi was warned not to do it. Gehazi ran after him and took.
He said he changed his mind. He wants
that Elisha changed his mind. He wants matanis. When had given him the matanis for Naaman, it was a chutzpah. And plus, it says that he sinned and he caused other people to sin. Gehazi.
So those are the people
There no olam haba for them. In fact, you wonder why did they get such a harsh punishment? So he says, Apikeis, I understand. He's a kaifa in the mitzvahs of Hashem. But what about? He says, but all the other ones are kaifa b'tchis hamesim, right? He's just kaifa b'tchis hamesim, but he believes in Hashem. Why should he lose Elam Haba? So you want to tell who kaifa b'tchis hamesim? Lefikach v'yir v'ychel b'tchis hamesim. Since he was kaifa b'tchis hamesim, he doesn't have tchis hamesim. Shekomi das shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu midah k'neged midah. All the midas of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the way he punishes, is midah k'neged midah. How do we know that the Eibishter punishes midah k'neged midah? Shanama, like it says in the pasuk, Vayema Elisha, Shimo debar Hashem. Listen to the words of Hashem. They were in hunger. They were besieged. They were surrounded. The whole Yerushalayim was surrounded. And the mention were dying from hunger. There was nothing to eat. They were eating other people's babies. So Elisha said, Ka'es, this time, Macha, tomorrow, so I said, B'shakel. A zefel, zemelmel, fine flour, will go for a shekel for nothing. There's going to be so much. And it will be 2 saw for 1 little shekel in the gate of Shemron. It says, there was this officer that was leaning, that the Melech Achav was leaning on him, and he opened his mouth. He says, even if the Eibishter will open up all the windows in the heaven. Could there be such a thing? That there should be so much flour that it will go for a shekel? So, yeah.
No, it's in the middle of a drought. They had the food there.
Okay.
So all of a sudden you're telling me that we can buy a...
Oh, be careful, Elisha. Elisha is no simple guy to mess with. And Elisha said, he tells this officer, behold, you'll see with your own eyes. You're not going to get to eat. See, it says in the pasuk. And what happened was, it said,
they rushed
here. It was so. Right when the people God the Gechazi and his went over the wall, they said, well, we're going to die here for sure. If we cross over the wall, we might not die. When they crossed over the wall, they saw there was nobody there. They came back and they told the king. Because they just made a miracle. There's not tumult. Tzulafin left everything behind, and there was so much food. Anyway, so when they became aware of it, everybody started to run, and they trampled over this officer to get at that spoke this way. That person they trampled and he died. Maybe it was because of the curse of Elisha. I'm sorry, kill us Elisha Garmalay. Maybe it was the curse of Elisha that killed him. How do you know it was me that connected me? Even if Rashi gives a stam a curse, you have to be very careful, stay away. But if he gives a curse, even a chinam, it happens. In Cain, licht krov, let the pasuk write. Say they trampled over him and he died. My Bashar, what do you have to say? He died by the gate. Because Al Izke Shar, this that he spoke by the gate, they wish to punish me, the connected me, then he should die by the gate. How do we know Tchis HaMeis Minatera? Like it says in the pasuk, it says that you have to give tumah from the mice of the Levium to the kohen. To who? Not to stamp kohen. To Aaron. Aaron living forever, and it only tumah was mice was in Eretz Yisrael. He wasn't there. He never entered Eretz Yisrael. Shemleish like tumah that should give him tumah. Only he's talking about on the future. Aaron with Lebanon. He'll be revived. I mean, he's gonna think whatever. He's gonna the Tchis HaMeisim. He saw nice like Truma. The Yidden will give him Truma. So Mikal the Tchis HaMeisim Minatera. From here we know Tchis HaMeisim Minatera.
They say Oz Yasher, isn't it? Don't they say Oz Yasher because that's
so
Oz Yasher he will sing.
Then they will sing. It's on the future.
Yeah.
Okay. There's many. You have a whole bunch of rice. We didn't finish. You're jumping ahead of the game. He says, for now is nicht gerai. Kia Aaron, it means like Aaron. Ma Aaron chaver, Abar chaver. Who do you have to give to Mitzvah to? Somebody like Aaron who's a Talmud Chacham. Nishkein. The children have to be chaver. Nishkein Nam Haaretz. How do we know we don't give Truma to Kohen Nam Haaretz? It says in the Pasuk, the Yoisha Yishalayim, he says to the nation, those that dwell in Yerushalayim, blessings from us. In order to give them the Truma, in order that should strengthen in the Torah of Hashem. So you see, Hashem, somebody who's a Talmud Chacham, he strengthens the Torah of Hashem. Yes, he gets the portion. Somebody who's not a Mas B'Teis Hashem, he's a Amaharetz. Eloi Menas, no soup for you, no Truma for you. Yeah, 1 second, we'll see why. It's like he's giving food to a lion. Ma'ari is just like Ari. Suffolk Deidus Veichel, Suffolk any of Deidus Veichel. You don't know his mood. He's hungry. He's going to go for the kill and eat it. Sometimes he's not hungry and lets it rot. Or it's smelly and he waits till it rots and then later on he eats it. It's the same thing. Suffolk Oichle B'Tara, Suffolk Oichle B'Tumah. So Suffolk is eating B'Tara over Tumah. Tumah means it's going Le'ibud. He's not supposed to eat it B'Tumah. So you don't give us a koyin amaretz. He's not allowed to eat al satama. He has to know the dini tumah v'tana. So koyin amaretz might eat a bit tumah. That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So that's why we don't give him. You don't give him such a koyin amaretz tumah. Rabbi Yechnama af goyim like misa. He's causing him misa. Shadama, like it says, umei subay. These kahanim, he should die. He chalalu because they desecrated something that's holy. Because they ate up the tumah. Very Rabbi Shmuel ben Yaakov Tana. Af Masiyah Abayin Ashma. He says you're causing many sins. You're bringing to them a sin that's guilt that makes them guilty in them eating kachim. Tanya, we learned in the Brayse of Simai. From where do we know Tchis HaMeis Min HaTorah? It says Gam Hakimeisi as Bisi Itam. And also, I will set a bond with you, a bris, to give them the land of Canaan. It doesn't say to you guys. Elohem, to who's Hashem giving it? To the Avis. The Avis, we're the Avis. They're not here. Only, what does he come to teach us? Here you have a raya, because he said Lahem, to them, to the Avis, not to the Avram Yitzhak. Sholem minim tzedekes am Gamil. And I shall Kadosh Baruch Mechayim Mesim. How do we, the tzedekim, the minimum gefragt, Rav Gamil, how do we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Mechayim Mesim? Amalem, min HaTorah, min HaNevi'im, min HaKsubim. He says, have three rights from you, Torah, Nevi'im, and Ksubim. Like him, and they didn't accept it. Min HaTorah, they said, Rabbi Gamil's right from the Torah was the Chsiv. V'hayim Hashem HaMoshe. Hashem said to Moshe, Hincha shoichem im avisacha. Behold, you're lying with your fathers, but come, and they'll get up. So you see, Tchis HaMesim. Amalei, the Tzedekah said to Rabbi Gamil, but Dilma, perhaps you're zetzing wrong. Hincha shoichem im avisacha. Behold, you lying with your fathers, meaning that, period. And then it says, "Come on, and this nation will get up, and they'll go away from Yiddishkeit. They'll go after strange gods. What's the right from the Nevi'im? Yichyu meisachah. The dead should be revived. The carcasses, Yikurim will stand up. Hakitzu, they'll get up and sing. Those that are lying in the earth, Gital and the dew. Oiris talacha, the light, meaning your tal, your dew, tapil, and the land of the giants will fall. The Dilma. So what do we see? The Iki is from what you see. Yichyu meisecha. The Dilma, Lameisim Shachir Yecheskel. Who was the one that was saying the Nevi'is? Yeshaya. So Yeshaya was before Yecheskel. Yecheskel was the Taka revived Mason. So he's not talking about Chisa Mason in the future. He's talking about the Cheskel who revived the Mason. Yeah. Minat Ksubim. What do we see from Ksubim? It says in the pasuk, the palate was like good wine. My beloved went upright. The lips of those that are in the ground are moving. So maybe the lips of the mason are moving a little bit, but they're still in the cave. But they're not that they're going to be revived and come out of the ground. Says like Rabbi Yechon, whoever says halacha in the name of a Tana in this world, so if says so, that Tana in the ground, his lips are moving. That the lips of the Yeshenim are moving. So you have no idea that there's going to be Tchis HaMesim. And it says they didn't accept it. Yeah. He says they didn't accept the Atsham Mikazeh till he said this pasuk. On the land that Hashem had sworn to their fathers to give to their fathers. It doesn't so it means to the others. That's how you know Tchis HaMesim Minatera. Yes, others say from this pasuk. When you are connected as one to Hashem your God, the life of all of you today. Of course they're all living. So he's coming to Pshita. So just like today you're all alive, it's going on you'll all be alive. The Romans asked Rabbi Yishub Hanani, how do you know Tchis HaMesim? And how do you know that the Eibush is going to say the future? Both are from this passage, not like it says in the passage. Behold, you're lying with your fathers that they come and you'll get up. And it says that they will stray to other gods. The Dilma become is separate, and it doesn't talk about Tchis HaMesim. Maybe Sheikh HaMesach it stopped and become Hamazeh is separate. At least half. You could see that Hashem predicted the future. The Yodei Mashas Eliyas, David said, knew what's going to be in the future, that the Yidden will stray and serve idols. From where do we know that the Eibishter has both, will be Mechayim Mesim and knows what's going to happen? Tanya, we learned Rabbi Samar Rabbi Yossi, but Rabbi says, Yafti Sifri Minim Kusim. In these things, the Minim Kusim haben gefälscht in der Torah. They say ain't chis hameis min atera. They said there's no chis hameis min atera. I said to them, Ziyaftem teyaschem, you falsify your teres. You change the teres to false zach. V'lo yalis miyatchem klum. And it didn't help you this whole zeal. You say there's no tchis hameis min atera. It says b'feidish he kares tikares hanav shahi avina ba he kares tikares. It's by Mazah avina ba leimas. So what is the sin in the? If it is he kares tikares, what are you referring to the avina ba? Lav leilam ba obviously fine ma ba the sin will be in her. So that we say in her when. When will the sin? If he's killed, what do you mean? The sin will still carry on. It means in the future, it's going to be stuck to the nefesh when it goes to the next world. So it goes on chis hamis ma way apopla abayu, but leidim lahu tavayu me kares tikares. Let us say both elements. We learn out just when you kares tikares. So he says, you know, have the tzedek would say, amalei dibul teilu k'shem bein adam. That the Torah spoke like people speak. They double the lashon. So if you want to tanoyi, it's a machliks of tanoyi. He kares tikares. He calls by Mazet, he calls by Mabab, Akiva, like Nemes Hashem, who Megad Benichnasab is a third. The Nichnasab in the game to somebody who serves idols. Is the three worlds. So he says, Al Benichnasab and Mazet. He calls to Karis Lail Mabba, he calls Tikaris is Lail Mabba. It says a double Lashon, he calls Tikaris, the Torah Lashon of the Yadam. The Torah is spoken the Lashon of the Yadam. Bein Abishmal, Bein Akiva, Avina Ba. What do they do with this extra words? So if you want to look at the Tanya, like we learned in Rabbi Isa, that even if he does tshuva, the sin will stick to it. We said only if the Avina if he still has the sin. But if he does tshuva in this world, he can remove the sin, and in the world to come, he'll have the Avina and without the sin. But if he doesn't do tshuva in this world, there's no way of getting out of it.